Hey guys, welcome to the Inja 2.0, where we take a more behind the scenes, relaxed approach to the content we're doing on the Inja's channel. There's oftentimes a lot of stuff I cut out of my main videos just because I don't want to bore you guys to death, but some of you guys actually like that content and want to see the nitty gritty of all these projects. And you guys already know the subject matter today is this body kit that I ordered from China. The only one that I could really find that was a feasible option besides OEM parts for this thing. And man, oh man, being a Chinese kit, it's basically exactly what I expected and what you guys all expected from the start. According to the comment section on the video where I got this kit, a lot of you guys already know that getting stuff from China, body kits from China, is like so hit or miss. It could turn out completely horribly or completely like okay. It's never really like a bolt-on application like an OEM part would be. With that context in mind, let's go ahead and just look at the fitment of this thing and the overall quality of this beautiful Chinese kit that we have. Obviously, it looks super sick. This was brand new, like a third of the price I would have paid for actual OEM parts used. But obviously, because that is the case, the panels just were not molded and, you know, there's no mounting brackets on it. It's a lot of modification that you have to do yourself. You can't just bolt it right on like an OEM part you could. Also, that being said, I am working with a little bit of the structure of it's not great. I'm reusing the hinges and everything that I got from the car from the accident. I didn't realize the hinges were actually bent just a little bit. And so the hood, as close as I could get it, is definitely not perfect. And remember, nothing at this point is lined up correctly. The bumper is not even mounted. The hood clicks in exactly as it needs to be, but you guys can definitely see the panel gap here is not great. And this fender is about where it's going to be. And then this side, kind of the same story. And I just need to work on leveling it out and stuff. It's pretty close, but the hood actually is bent a little bit this way because this hinge right here is bent from when the crash happened. The hood, I think, kind of went up and to the left, to the driver's side, and then it bent that hinge, and then that hinge got bent, kind of crumpled that way. They looked fine to me, and so I slapped it on, but it definitely is not fine. So I'm gonna see if the body shop I'm talking to, he said it shouldn't be a problem getting the hood straightened back out how it needs to be. So I kind of just trust him. But we have the fenders mounted up permanently where they need to be with the headlights and everything. And it looks so sick. And obviously I haven't mounted the bumper yet. So this entire front end, what was off the car and everything on the front was damaged from the car. Everything on the front end as far as panels go probably ran me close to $7,000 all said and done. Whereas man, OEM for all this stuff, like used, would have easily been $12,000 to $15,000 getting the cheapest stuff you possibly could have. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about fitment. I have already done a lot of body work and I've gotten this as close as possible. But I will say there will be no shortage of body work. Even as they sit, they don't look horrible. They mount up pretty well actually, but there is obviously some molding issues. You guys can see that is definitely high. It's too far in there and then too far out there, but this lines up great. No issue there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but look how thick each panel is. This is like half an inch of just body filler. They expect you obviously to have to sand it down. And because this is a little high, it's easy to just kind of shave that all down. And so this section up here should mount up just fine. But then this, we actually have to add more body filler to it and then kind of shape it. But I mean, as it is, you know, 5 feet back, you can almost not really notice it. It's not obvious enough to where that won't be the first question everybody has, like, oh, is this an aftermarket kit? I'm sure I'll get that question often enough, but I'm gonna try to make this look as OEM as possible. But you guys have to remember, I'm doing this on a budget. I can't be blowing big dollars at a body shop to make this thing look perfect. But I'm just gonna have fun with the car. Like that was the whole purpose. It's gonna run and drive great, hopefully, and look the part as well. But obviously there's still gonna probably be an airbag light on or something. I've just kind of accepted that's going to be the case. I'm gonna have so much fun in this thing anyway, I don't really care. But of course, over the years of ownership, I'm gonna put some more TLC into it. Just seeing it like this already is a dream come true. It's been almost 6 months working on this thing at this point, and I've never seen it in like a complete state like this. Once that bumper is permanently on, it's ready for bodywork and paint. And then within the next couple weeks, it's gonna look like a real car. I cannot believe it. I'm so happy with it so far, how it's turning out. Also, speaking about bodywork and paint, there was a guy who hit me up on the Instagram a long time ago. I think he was inquiring for an e-bike, seeing what I have, because he wanted an e-bike at the time, but he actually owns a body shop right down the road from me, like 2 miles down the road from me. And I asked him since then, you know, how much would it be for a budget slash but professional paint job? Like, I don't want to dump any more money into it because I'm on the fence whether I want to do this myself just to save money and hone my skills in the meantime as well, or if I want to actually have like a professional put his own hands on this car. and, you know, do it right. And also there's perks to having a shop do it, you know, in the sense that if I mess the paint job up and I'm already in it for like $1,000 or $1,500 of materials, I'd have to sand the thing back down and then spend another $1,000 or $1,500 of materials just to do it again and hope I get it right the second time. But if I dish it off to a professional, they have the skills to do it right. And if it does not turn out right, they usually will just do it again. And it's not any more dollars spent on my end, as far as I would think. But yeah, I am working with a body shop guy right now, and it looks like he's willing to give me a great deal, and he's down to kind of just negotiate with more than just cash payment up front. There's a lot of cool things I have that he might want. All right, but back to talking about the actual fit and finish of this kit. On this side, it was definitely a little bit worse formed as far as that section goes. Fits up to the door about the same, super high here, but then also poorly formed on the bottom there. But as far as the overall panels go, it actually is like nice and smooth already. They did a decent job as far as bodywork goes. You guys can see right there, it was just a lot of cutting and sanding on my part to get this to fit okay. And what you guys can't see underneath here, I had to cut a lot and sand a lot underneath the panel to make it sit on the headlight as it should. But in the end, it looks really good. And in this side on the bottom, I did riv nuts in there. So it will fit up almost like a, not really like an OEM bumper, but it's gonna fit up like a normal bumper would. And it should be held on nice and tight. I also got the headlights mounted in permanently where they need to be. I had to fabricate the entire mounting system for the headlights, which you'll see in the next video as well. I've been at it for like a straight week trying to just get this kit to fit right. The overall quality of just like the panels itself and the carbon fiber and everything looks pretty decent. And again, a little bit of body work, and it's gonna look really good. And I mean, even now, obviously there were some things that just I couldn't get perfect. So we'll see what the body guy has to say about it, if he could actually make things fit up even better. But again, it's really not that bad. And if I just painted it as it was, I'd still probably be satisfied with it, but hoping bodywork can solve some of these little issues. As far as the bumper goes, very cool kit. Again, I know I probably keep saying it, but there were some defects from factory. I can't remember exactly where, but there was a crack in one of the seams. I think it was right there. There's a crack right there. There's a crack in one of the seams. And I messaged the seller, but they literally told me it's super easy to fix. It'll be fun. They actually told me that. It was really funny. And something I'll do for you guys here, instead of waiting for the official video on the body kit installation, I have verified that both turn signals work. I haven't verified the headlights or anything yet, but I'm hoping that everything works great. I can't even explain to you guys how cool it is seeing it like this. Anyway, so that's pretty much it as far as body work. I still have to figure out the smoking issue. If you guys remember, it started dumping out white smoke after I took it on the first drive. Everything was perfectly normal. It still runs great even though it's smoking out the back. Which leads me to believe it's not a big mechanical issue. Daily Driven Exotics just had this same-ish problem on their 720S, started randomly dumping a bunch of white smoke out the back, but theirs was running rough, so I think there's a deeper issue on theirs. Whereas I think mine is probably just overfilled oil. Based on Matt Armstrong and V-Tuned on their McLaren builds, they had the exact same problem as mine has right now, and it was just overfilled oil. So I'm still hoping and praying that is the case, that this just has overfilled oil and that it will clear up next time I run it. The only reason I haven't figured that out yet though, is because remember the clock spring replacement I had to do, the freaking menu lever didn't work. And so I still have to actually check the oil level. And that's why I think it is just overfilled oil, because I probably added a little bit too much oil just in case, you know, because I couldn't check the oil level for the first drive. So I added another half quart just in case. But that's pretty much it. I'm excited to get this thing actually buttoned up and actually get this thing to bodywork and paint and have it just be a real car. So I just want to talk with you guys a little bit. If you guys want to click off now, that's totally fine. I know it's been taking a little bit of time to get this thing finished up. It's been a lot of work and it's just me. I mean, I've done like 95% of the work on this thing, not knowing a thing about McLaren and having to rebuild the entire front end of the car and every functioning system on this besides the engine and transmission. And I've been doing all the video production on this thing and really up the video production quality on this series and really take time. I don't just time lapse everything and just put music to everything. You guys, if you've been watching the series, you can see that I cut it up, you know, and every, you know, 3-hour clip, I'll actually watch most of every clip and then cut the most important little sections out of it and actually compile it together. And it just takes a lot of time to do that. It's been a lot of late nights. So every time I get those comments, it's just like, you know, that I'm milking the project or I'm not getting videos out fast enough. It just kind of hurts my soul just a little bit, just because, man, I don't know if you guys, I know most of you guys understand how much work it is to do everything that I'm doing. But there is a select few group of people, maybe watching this video right now, who don't understand how incredibly long it takes to make every video. Doing the physical labor to sitting behind a computer for literally days on end, editing 40 to 50 hours of footage I have per video. And I wish I could dedicate 100% of my time to just doing this. But a lot of you guys know I run a photo and video production studio outside of doing YouTube. And right now it's our peak season. We shoot a lot of weddings. And so we're doing legit 2 to 5 a weekend. And you guys can imagine being there physically Friday, Saturday, Sunday to shoot weddings. I can't work on that half of the week just because of that. But also I have to take all that footage and all those photos from all the weddings we shot over that weekend. I have to drive and get footage from different shooters and whatnot. And I have to process all that footage too. And I have to edit all of those videos too. It's a lot of work. I'm surprised that I even have made this much progress. And I know you guys don't see that kind of stuff behind the scenes, but that's what I like to share on this channel in case you guys are interested in my own personal life and why things happen on the build as they happen. I'm definitely not trying to come off as complaining here. I'm incredibly grateful and incredibly blessed to have any of this stuff I'm even doing. All of the late nights and all the long days and stuff are just worth it for me, just because it's exciting to be in the spot that I'm in. I'm in a spot where a lot of people wish they could be. I can't even believe that I'm literally sitting in front of a McLaren in any condition right now. Like, that's crazy. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of update you guys on my personal life as well and my professional life, really. I don't have much of a personal life at this point. I just wanted to share that with you guys really quick in case you're interested. I know it's probably boring for most of you guys. I'm really grateful. I feel like not everything has to be entertainment only. I kind of like to just connect with you guys too. Also, I might start using this channel to post a few short videos. I have some cool little setups now on the Gallardo and soon to have some McLaren short content coming out as well. I don't want to dilute the main channel with the short content. I feel like that gets annoying at some point and it doesn't like integrate with the TV and phone as well as it should, I think. I think I'll just share it here, might as well. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a really good day where you're at. I hope you guys have a really blessed week this coming week and that overall things are just going well for you guys out there. I'm always here if you guys need me. Just shoot me a DM on Instagram if you need something. I'll catch you guys next time on the next video on the Inja's channel. See you guys then.